the VOD continues. Load game. Go. Not a particularly bad thing. Fantastic. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. I love that I know I already read this like 3 days ago. Oh fuck, this character eye voice. Sorry. Oh.
You can look at your history.
You
for
missed
that.
your line.
Oh, I
You did
can?
miss your line.
No, I cannot.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Go back to the stream! It's delayed!
Oh yeah, watch the stream.
You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to, sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold the book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Okay, I'm just gonna go through this.
Not you're missing really minor details.
You are missing minor stuff.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
It's
Like this
probably the
dialogue is
least I
different.
could do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume she finishes the page for me, so I turn it on my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. I have read this verbatim. With thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to the character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was
To
just
your
thinking
face.
the way she...
Minor difference.
Oh, gee. Oh! Ah!
Yeah, it's yeah.
Ah!
What happened?
Her face. Look at Yuri's face.
So?
It's different.
Oh, Jesus
Very
Christ!
I mean, that's a little scary.
She looks fine.
It's a little creepy. You're just a fucking weirdo.
That's what you were talking about. So oh my god!
She looks...
Something
okay, she
else?
looks a little
Never
deranged,
mind.
but
We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading.
Let me know when Natsuki's back.
You can rest if you're feeling sick or something.
Yeah,
Your
okay.
breathing is a little... My
It's on the
breathing?
trigger,
Yuri puts her
so-
hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
Careful.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
I'm fine.
I'm fine! Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about?
She's
Matt?
gonna kill herself.
Did something happen just now?
I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. You worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Right, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while. I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. Stand up, make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag.
That never works.
Vote.
Natsuki. Natsuki is muted.
Natsuki!
I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair I shared mine with her first.
Sorry. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
It's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically it's not cute enough for your tastes.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Alright,
You've read this.
I know I have.
He's gonna read it again.
I'm gonna read it again. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, Cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's
Can't-
about it.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like, no, it's shit.
What? Just be honest.
It's shit. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? It's because I didn't.
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. Guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro! I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but as Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her.
Just Monica. Get ready for some shit.
Oh boy.
Hi, Matt. Having a good time so far?
Yeah, dude, this has been a fucking ride. Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for club like new activities, better.
More blood cult stuff, please.
Of course, I'm always listening.
More blood for the blood god.
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Jesus!
The back.
Don't worry, Matt. My spine does this all the time. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. Hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Matt. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep.
What, you think I'm shallow?
Yeah,
You shallow
I guess I
bitch.
underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. The way it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. Oh shit, one second. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. Sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. Spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think that she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly the door opens. Oh, speak of the devil.
Yuri!
I'm back! Did I miss anything?
And she's super tall. Oh.
No, not really.
No, you know, they just get like 2 inches taller when they speak.
Yeah. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other.
Already? I'm sorry for being late.
No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more than glad that you took all the time you needed.
Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident.
It's in my programming.
That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Oh, and well,
But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance around my surroundings, but my burned eyes can see no color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen.
Get your hair out of your face.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful.
Yeah, wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
yeah, perform out loud, Matt. You're not loud enough,
Am I not?
as in emotionally.
Oh. Motherfucker, it's 2 a.m. What was the
Emotions
inspiration
key.
behind this one?
I'm not sure if I know how to put it.
You sausage.
I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. Kinda nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a certain point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Not Yuri. Fuck Yuri.
Yeah, do not
I say we go for Sayori.
I'm here in spirit.
She's with us in
Is
spirit.
it my poem?
Yeah, I was Do you want me to bring out the small laptop?
What?
The reason I was so loud before?
You're
Small
fine.
laptop? You
Oh, I
sure?
love the
Yeah,
loudness.
you're fine. We can hear you. I can hear you.
I have a timestamp of where it is on your video.
As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh, what was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Hey, he's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my
Meanwhile,
first time.
cut to
Really.
the actual poem making. Doki Doki.
Papa.
Swimsuit. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Yeah, your use of the word massacre really. Well, I know
You
that.
kind of wrote it like 10 times.
I just meant Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traced her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Let's
Yeah.
put it down.
Oh, you know, I really like the way you combined the words depression and
Okay.
swimsuit.
This is the reason I was able to tell. Swimsuit depression, yes. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and learning and trying new things. I hope that everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Yeah, you biased fuck.
Shut up!
Well, never mind. You shouldn't be talking about people like that.
Hey, you fucking bitch!
Yeah, no, Natsuki's fair and balanced. Sorry.
It's
fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Right. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I genuinely had to second guess myself reading that. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. God!
Oh, that's
Still hate that line.
Matt, that
What?
line is when we started laughing because we thought you were you found us out that we were screen sharing our own games at the same time.
Motherfucker.
And that's why we were laughing, but you made a joke at that same time, so you probably thought we were laughing at that.
Yep.
Ugh.
Well, I just
It
don't
was a
read
good
scripts
joke
very
anyway.
often. I just think your handwriting's pretty. That's a relief. And I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. Like Natsuki, I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it.
Hey, Matt, fuck you!
I'll be honest. Since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild, like Natsuki. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Like Natsuki. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. Like Natsuki. Really? Must have totally missed the point. Like Natsuki. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Like Natsuki. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Unlike
Like Natsuki.
Natsuki.
Fuck!
They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture, like Natsuki. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost like Natsuki. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past like Natsuki. And soon to be left with nothing. Much akin to Natsuki.
Wait,
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way.
Matt, if you wanna see the process behind this, there it is. I timestamped it.
Okay.
You should watch it.
I will. Like, not now.
Just watch all of us laughing.
It's impressive. It's
Oh.
nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But then in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Matt. Me too. I will continue to do the best for me. Phew. I guess it's everyone. I glance around the room. I was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all.
Oh, Matt, have you checked the files?
Oh my god.
Not the. We've been telling you to check the wrong files.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, there's still something interesting about them. Now he's in this other part of the game.
Alright, which files should I be checking?
The same general area, but not the character files.
Okay. What then?
Look down.
Oh, oh. Like this one.
Yes, like that one.
Or
Yeah, like that one.
Or that one.
that
one's
one.
my favorite.
It's a good one.
Oh shit. I wasn't expecting that one to pop up
I was.
after I already said something to something.
Happy thoughts.
And don't forget to
Oh,
read
whoops.
Traceback if you have it.
You gonna write fucker on it too?
No, I'm gonna
Huh?
leave that one.
Oh.
Yep,
You enjoy it, don't
don't save that. Uh,
Okay.
Read it.
oh. What do you mean read it? This
It's
is,
at the bottom.
yeah, I see.
The text?
Yeah,
You should read it.
fine. Wait, no, this isn't. Whose character is this? Or should
Just
I?
read it.
Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a second, I can probably fix this. I think. Anyway, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just delete her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Ah, well done. Here goes nothing. Ah.
Hmm.
I guess
Hmm.
that's where Sayuri went.
Why'd you do it?
Oh. This is the actual copyright document.
There has to be
Correct.
something in it.
Oh, whoops. Is this a poem? Should I do the poem voice or
Perhaps.
perhaps? Okay. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mass of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find, into their willpower, starving them of all, motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into newly opened gash in their skin hidden only by sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable tangled mass is already pleasant in every single one of them. That's why I chose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. Yeah, I really wonder who each of these is alluding to. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Huh? Did you say something? I can't hear you from down there.
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Ah, thanks. Something has to be. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something?
Probably.
Fuck you. It's clearly about the feeling of giving up, you dumb bitch.
Like everyone has on you.
How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Oh, what happened?
Nothing. Just tapped out, sorry.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say?
Usually.
Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all, you rat boy.
I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it.
That's
And
not how
somebody who
constructive
loved it.
criticism works.
Fuck you. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it. And Matt did too.
Don't you speak for me.
So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
Excuse me, princess. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. Like Natsuki. And Matt liked my poem too, you know. Even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... you're just short. Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Matt appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
And how do you know you didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
You're both in front of me, looking at me, arguing. You could just ask. Hey, no. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grow size bigger as soon as Matt started showing up, you rat whore.
Have they?
In actuality, let me turn Damian up a bit.
Oh, now I'm too quiet.
Not anymore, you're not.
Can't hear you from down there.
Natsuki!
Monica, line.
Line.
You got the first word.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you! Taking out your insecurities on others like that. You really act as though you see. Look, Natsuki. Oh. 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 Oh.
You fucking whore. Me? Look at who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch?
Oh shit.
Itchy. Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove everything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Yeah, you fucking
Whoa,
try
be
hard.
careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Matt hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
Suddenly Yuri turned toward... You were already facing me, as if she just noticed I was standing here. You were looking at me the whole time. Man, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. Did you press any buttons there?
No.
No, it just runs through it.
Peanut
It's your
Gallery.
vote.
It's your...
To you.
No, fuck you, Damian.
That wasn't me. That was my girlfriend.
I wonder who it's trying to symbol. You should.
Ah!
Hmm.
I clicked Yuri again for what it's worth.
Matt, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay?
No.
Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved.
What was that?
Probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling.
I really want to know what that text said.
Hey
bet
man,
you
you can
find it
watch the
somewhere.
VOD.
History.
No, not for the black text. It's glitched.
You can sometimes.
Some president I am, right?
Yeah, damn right.
No, black text did not get recorded
Wait.
in history.
Yeah, you can read black text sometimes.
Pull up.
What?
Didn't it show it?
No.
Scroll up. No, wait, that was your text that was black then.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh.
Wait, go back up. Can you see the other ones? Fury.
No,
It
because
didn't pop up. Yeah.
yeah. Maybe that wasn't your text then.
We
Because it
didn't read
didn't show up for Yuri either.
I never read that.
Line.
I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes.
Ignore that.
But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right?
Liar.
I tried like 24 times to make my decision.
Anyway,
Fuck you. I'm a proud contrarian.
if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead.
Suddenly Natsuke runs out of the classroom.
Not
Ugh.
scared.
Did you get bitch slapped? She quickly runs away.
Oh dear. Looks like they're done.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri, I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today.
It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over and you can go home now if you want.
Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. But first I'm gonna end this part of the VOD. Yay!